All right, well, I have been struggling mightily with this. I got the lash adjusted properly, the backlash on the ring gear, but then I couldn't get these in, and I still can't get this one in on this side. I did find that, remember when I said I was supposed to probably mark one of these sides? This side both has marks on it, so somebody had been in this before and then marked it. It just wasn't on this top part that I could see. But I am still trying to struggle with getting these retainers on. This side will go on. This side is not fitting. And I have this pretty tight. The only way to get this tighter is to loosen this other side, which isn't gonna help me much. So I'm gonna spend some time with the manual and maybe go to the internets and see what people have to say, but I've been really fighting that, so that's what my day's been like. Okay, so part of the problem with being a historian and not a mechanic is it did take me quite a while to figure out what was going on in here, and I actually had to take the pinion back out and put another shim in the pinion to be able to get this the gear lash on these set right so that these locking mechanisms went back on, but I've got it now. And so I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm gonna tighten everything up and call it a day. I didn't get near as much done as I thought I was going to today, but I did get this figured out and done right. So at least that was a plus. But yeah, it's another exercise in frustration and not getting as much done as you want to. So there you go. Hey everybody, it's Bill Peterson here. Today we're gonna jump back into this rear end of this 41. You know, I've been struggling with this for a couple of weekends now. Last weekend I got it all put back together. When I got everything tightened up, the lash that I'd measured on the ring and pinion disappeared on me. So I think that means I've got to take some of the shims out of it. So we're gonna do that and then put it back together and see if we can't get it all back together and lash properly and functioning correctly. If you've been watching, you know that I've had some struggle with this. The instructions are pretty straightforward, but if you got to solve a problem, they're not so helpful. So I don't know if this one's just a little bit more worn than some others, or if this one has been taken apart more than others, or there's more to figure out. But I've been kind of feeling my way through it with the instructions and YouTube and everything as best I can. But that's what we're going to work on this weekend. So if you like what we're doing, give us a like, give us a share, tell your friends about us. And we'll be showing you getting this back together and hopefully back on the rear end axles and the axles in it and those bearings in today too. So that's what we got going on, and it's going to be a real hot day in the garage, and but we'll see if we can get this done and take you along with us. All right, I don't know if you can really see this, but I got this set back up. And it's between 0 and 5,000. So I think that means I've got to come a little bit tighter on this side. But the problem I'm having is when I do that, these don't tend to go on. But we'll keep messing with it and see what happens, and we'll eventually going to get there today. But I think taking that one shim out was probably the answer. Okay, well, it took 2 weekends, but I finally got that last set properly and everything torqued down, and those 2 keeper nuts, I got them back in the thing, in their holes, got them to line up. I got to clean up where that grease go, or that gasket's going to go on the edge of that rear end. I've got to put the wheel bearings and seals in that. Then I can get this back together, and I'm pretty happy with how that came out. So I'm calling that good, and that's one more project on this 41 that I can kind of wrap up. Okay, so a couple of things I wanted to show you before I put this back together, if I haven't already. In that hole, there is a ring that holds everything in that torque tube, and you're just supposed to be able to see it right there, and those set screws go in there, and I got that lined up properly, so that's working good. And then another tip from my friend Alan at Alan's Pretty Okay Machine Shop: if you don't have one of these Goodson super scrapers, you're going to want to get one. These Goodson company, they're engine builders, and they build specialized tools, and Alan got me hooked on these scrapers, and they're better than Pretty Okay. They're pretty amazing, and they're great for cleaning up places where gaskets are going to go, and you know, looking so you can see stuff, and any kind of machine surface that you want to get good and clean and have it be really beautiful. These things are just the ticket. So there's my one tool shout out for the day. Okay, so one final thing I wanted to show you is they tell you to show where everything's touching in there by painting those gears with gear paint, and then testing it out and looking at the wear patterns, both forward and backwards, to make sure that everything looks like it's riding in the places that the manual says it is. And according to my manual, that says that thing is riding pretty well. So I'm gonna call this good, and yeah, start getting the guts put back in this, put it onto the carrier over here after I get those bearings and stuff in, and we're gonna start putting some gaskets in and call it good. So the bearing and seals on that side, I'm gonna have to wait till next weekend to do the other side, because like a dumb shit, I screwed up that other bearing putting it in. So what I did do was make out of one of the old bearings a driver for this that's just the right size, a little bit smaller than that hole, so that I can drive in a bearing without screwing it up. I didn't have the right race size punch to put that in, and like I said, I paid a $25 price for that stupid tax, which is upsetting, but it is what it is. I guess that's the historian's tax. But I can start putting in the guts now. I got this back together, and that's what I'm going to do. And we'll keep you posted and show you how we're doing. It's hot. I don't think I'm going to work too late today, and probably going to have a celebratory beer for getting this thing back to this point. So there's that to look forward to. And there's the celebratory beer gonna happen, so it's all good. So we're back in here. Everything's together, and it works. And pins in. I gotta wait for the axle seal to come, or the another bearing. Put the axles back in it, and we're done. And I think that's pretty cool. I might be able to paint this today or tomorrow.